Hi Daniel. So this is the idea of breathing in the character of the piece, as I mentioned in my notes to you. And this is also kind of focusing on how to get that prep to be where you want it to be so that you can create a clean entrance and then create a clean release. First off, when you're doing your prep for any entrance, it's very important that your mind is set on a triplet in the tempo that you're looking for. That's a trick, and what that does is it mentally sets it into your singers and into your accompanist's heads as well. It's a subconscious thing, but it works. So when I'm thinking of the opening requiem and I'm thinking about the choir's entrance, not the organ's entrance. The choir's entrance, if I wanted it at, say, Requiem, and this is just my tempo, has nothing to do with yours or reality, but I would want to do a triplet in that I would want to go, or even if I don't want to do kind of a bounce on in my character, if my character isn't that bouncy, I would go. But did you see how there was a triplet in that hand when we're doing it? Now, you can still show that even when it's an instrumental entrance. For example, you've got the opening entrance of the organ. You might want it to be really blasting, or you might want it just to be very strong and somber for your entrance. So you're gonna be looking this way to get to see your organist at Grace St. Paul. So I'd still think in terms of that triplet, and I would still go triplet, boom. So, and you can add a little bit of bounce. Move my hand so you can just see it. Triplet, boom, if you wanted to. That bounce that I've got pushing me off in the beginning of the prep, coming down, that gives a little bit of extra pull on it. Whenever you do that little bounce, boom, that boom feel to it, that just gives a little bit of extra oomph to the bottom of it, and that signals to everybody the strength that needs to be underneath the base of that note that you're working with. So that's one thing to think about, the prep, the triplet. The other thing is what this is doing to show the character. This needs to show the character a lot more. Your face tends to have a default, very neutral look. That's great. That's going to really help if you decide to become a music teacher and you've got some melodramatic teenage girl to work with. They're going to love the fact that you are calm. So, good. But in the meantime, to get a little bit more expression, it would really help if you could check in the mirror and see if you can just really bring in all those little facial expressions that I know you've got in there somewhere. I believe in you. So you want to have that in your gesture immediately. You want to be able to do your big boom from the beginning, turn to the choir and change the color right away. The organs made their sound. The choir comes in mysterious and reverential and hushed and deep and very, very focused. And Chamberlain's really good at doing this. So if you worked with him with the Ray Vaughan Williams this last year, he's really good at creating those facial gestures that are just popping out at you. They're out of this world. And try and keep that in mind. Shauer does sometimes too. I think Chamberlain's are a little bit more intense. Just my thought. You want to have the triplet. You want to breathe in with the choir. There you go. Breathe in with the choir. And you want to breathe in on the vowel that they will be singing first. That way they're already prepped and ready to go for proper singing for you. So you would go trip. So. And again, you can go ahead and sing along with them if you want to. Speak it along, mouth it along with them. Because it's all homophonic. If this were more fugal, if it were more like the offertory, then not so much, because you're just going to confuse people. But with something like this, you can definitely mouth along, and that's going to really, really help to keep you grounded on where you are for right now. People will take that away from you once you've been conducting for too long. That's not really a good technique, but it'll work for you for right now. So you can start off with keep it hush. Also working the organ, boom. Keep it quiet. I love the fact that you are willing to show the hand gestures to say, tone it down, bring it up, tone it down. Your dynamics in your hands are fantastic. Nice work. So, There is your opening gesture. Now, the next thing I talked about in my notes that I want you to really pay attention to is what's happening with this when it comes to any kind of release. If I'm releasing, and let's say, Kyrie eleison, eleison, let's say at the ending, I'm just going to go ahead and have it cut off at 1. Ison. Or ison. But you see how the left hand stops doing a lot of extra stuff, except kind of say, here, focus on me while you do this. Now, there are a whole bunch of different ways to do this, and I know Showers taught you because I was there for the class. So, one way to do is this, and then release. One way to do is this and release. One way is just to bring it up and just go, I'm releasing you now. Because that's still part of the release prep that I was talking about. But in order to get that prep to look like a prep, you gotta stop everything you're doing right before the prep. So think about it as like a dead space time. You can't go you can't go 1, 2, 3, unless there's a 1, 2, look at my hand, pausing, 3, boom. Did you see how the hand stopped right before I did that? That stop is what's going to make your prep stand out from what else you're doing. You're cleaning the palette before you bring it in. I hope these tips help. I'm happy to meet with you if you'd like to. I put in a request for you to possibly meet with me. You'll get that in your email in a little bit. So if you've got time, I know of course it's kind of late in the game already, but if you've got time, meet with me. We'll figure something out, okay? Alright, bye.